Good afternoon, everyone. So, today we will be discussing the other three parts of factors affecting development, which are the parenting style, media and technology, and the last part is trauma and stress. So, these are the facilitator today. The first one is Ejen May Pabustan, the second one is John Axel Palitok, and the third one is Ashley M. Pantonial. By the end of this presentation, we will be able to first identify the different parenting styles and describe their effects on a child's development. Second, explain the positive and negative effects of media and technology on human development. And the third one is define trauma and stress, distinguish their types, and analyze their impact on different areas of development.
Now let's talk about what is parenting styles.
A parenting style is a pattern of behaviors, attitudes, and approaches that a parent uses when interacting and raising their child. The study of parenting style is based on the idea that parents differ in their patterns of parenting and that these patterns can have an impact on their children's development and well being. There are four types of parenting styles. The first one is authoritative parenting style. The second one is authoritarian parenting style. The third one is permissive, and the fourth one is neglectful or uninvolved parenting style. Now let's talk about authoritative parenting style. Authoritative parents have clear expectations of their children, but are also responsive, nurturing, and willing to collaborate to meet the child's individual needs. So, in this parenting style, parents balance high demands with high responsiveness. They set clear rules and expectations, but they also offer warmth, support, and open communication. Their discipline focuses on teaching and reasoning, not just punishment. Essentially, they are firm but fair, encouraging independence while being nurturing. For example, the child wants to go out with friends. The parent says, "You can go but be home by 8 p.m. Tell me who you're with, okay?" They allow independence within clear rules. So now let's talk about authoritarian parenting style. Authoritarian parents are highly demanding and directive. They have strict expectations and require obedience without much explanations or flexibility. This approach often leads to children who are obedient and good at following instructions, but it can also result in negative outcomes. So, in this parenting style, the parents focus heavily on control and obedience. They set strict rules and expect them to be followed without question or discussion. For example, the child gets a low grade. The parent says, "This is unacceptable, study more, and no gadgets for a week." Let's now move to permissive parents. Permissive parents are highly responsive and accommodating but have few demands, rules, or expectations for their children. In this parenting style, parents are highly responsive and accommodating, meaning they are warm and nurturing. However, they have few demands, rules, or expectations for their children, resulting in low control and a tendency to let the child regulate their own behavior, often acting more like a friend than an authority figure. These children enjoy considerable freedom, making decisions about their bedtime, homework, and screen time on computers and televisions. Such extensive freedom can foster negative habits, as parents often provide little guidance on moderation. Overall, while children of permissive parents typically possess good self esteem and decent social skills, they may also be impulsive, demanding, selfish, and struggle with self regulation. For example, curfew is 9 p.m. and the child comes home at 11 p.m. The parent only says, "It's okay, just don't do it again. This lack of consistent control, despite the warmth, can lead children to become impulsive and struggle with self-regulation because boundaries are rarely enforced. So now let's talk about the last parenting style, which is the neglectful parenting style or the uninvolved parenting style. In this parenting style, parents are neither demanding nor responsive. They provide little to no emotional support, guidance, or attention to their child's needs. Uninvolved parenting grants children a high degree of freedom, as these parents typically take a hands off approach. For example, the child struggles emotionally. Parents don't notice and rarely check on them. Because the parent is low in responsiveness, they are emotionally unavailable and often fail to notice significant distress or need in their child. The situation where a child is struggling emotionally, but the parent fails to notice or check it, perfectly illustrates the uninvolved or neglectful parenting style.
So my topic is all about media and technology. So here are the 6 domains of development. We have cognitive development, social development, emotional development, physical development, moral and value development, and skills development. So what is cognitive development? Cognitive development is an exposure to educational media like documentaries, apps, and online learning platforms that can enhance knowledge, problem solving, and critical thinking. This because these resources often present information in engaging ways that stimulate cognitive process, encouraging active learning and the development of analytical skills. For example, watching a documentary about how plants grow from seeds enhances a child's cognitive development by building their knowledge of biology and encouraging them to think critically about the process. So the documentary isn't just showing pretty pictures, it's providing the raw material for the child's brain to process, learn from, and start analyzing, which is what cognitive development is all about. What is social development? Social development as in social media and communication apps can help maintain relationships, improve communication skills, and expose children and adults to diverse cultures. So for example, we have Messenger, we have text. So these platforms provide opportunities for individuals to connect with others, enhancing their social interactions and understanding of different cultures. So here are the emotional development. Emotional development have a positive media. For example of this is a stories, games, and videos that can help children learn empathy, emotional expressions, and coping strategies. We also have negative exposures. So example of this is violent or inappropriate content that can increase aggression, fear, anxiety, or unrealistic expectations. So physical development. Technologies encourages sedentary lifestyle. Screen time replaces physical activity which can affect health and motor skills. So technology can also provide physical activities. For example of this is an Zumba. That's one of the physical activities. A dance tutorial of dance moves, that's a physical activity. A tutorial of an exercise, that's also a physical activity, and so on and so forth. Moral and value development. Media content can shape beliefs, values, and cultural awareness both positively and negatively. Critical guidance from parents, teachers is important to help children discern right from wrong in media messages. So, media content have positive contents. For example of this is a stories, video games, or any positive videos. And it's also have negative contents that can shape anxiety or aggression. Skills development. Technology fosters technical skills, computer literacy, coding, digital design, or research skills. This can prepare children for modern workplace, but excessive dependence may limit creativity and hands-on problem solving.
In today's session, we will explore what trauma and stress are, how they affect us, and practical strategies for managing their impact on our lives. Okay, let's start by defining what we mean by trauma and stress. Trauma is often the result of deeply disturbing or life threatening events, while stress is a more common everyday response to pressure. It is important to recognize that both trauma and stress can have the significant impacts on our mental and physical health. According to the recent studies, a large percentage of the population experiences trauma at some point in their lives, making this a widespread issue. Trauma can manifest in various forms. Acute trauma is typically linked to a single, isolated event such as an accident or natural disaster. Chronic trauma arises from ongoing or repeated events like domestic violence or long-term abuse. Complex trauma involves exposure to multiple varied traumatic events, often starting in childhood. Secondary trauma, also known as vicarious trauma, also occurs when we are deeply affected by hearing about or witnessing others' trauma. Stress can stem from many areas of our lives. Workplace stress is common, often due to high jobs demands, lack of autonomy, and insufficient support from colleges or supervisors. Personal stressors include relationship difficulties, financial worries, and health problems. Environmental factors such as noise pollution or unsafe living conditions can also contribute to significantly to our stress levels. The symptoms of trauma and stress can be wide ranging and affect us emotionally, physically, cognitively, and behaviorally. Emotionally, we might experience anxiety, fear, sadness, or irritability. Physically, symptoms can include fatigue, headaches, and digestive issues. Cognitively, we may struggle with concentration and memory, while behaviorally, we might withdraw from social activities or develop unhealthy coping mechanisms. Unresolved trauma and chronic stress can lead to significant mental health issues. PTSD is a common outcome of trauma. It is characterized by intrusive thoughts, avoidance behaviors, negative thoughts and feelings, and hyperarousal. Anxiety disorders and depression are also frequently linked to trauma and stress. It is essential to recognize the signs and seek professional help if you are struggling with these conditions. Coping with trauma requires a multifaceted approach. Seeking professional help is crucial, and therapies like CBT and EMDR can be highly effective in processing traumatic memories and reducing symptoms. Building a strong support system is also vital. Connecting with friends, family, or support groups provides a sense of community and understanding. Additionally, self care practices like mindfulness, meditation, and exercise can help regulate emotions and promote overall well being. Managing stress involves proactive strategies to reduce its impact on our lives. Effective time management helps us prioritize tasks and avoid feeling overwhelmed. Relaxation techniques such as deep breathing and progressive muscle relaxation can calm the nervous system. Making positive lifestyle changes, including regular exercises, a balanced diet, and sufficient sleep, are also essential for stress management. Resilience is our ability to bounce back from adversity. Cultivating a positive mindset by practicing gratitude and focusing on your strengths and significantly enhance our resilience. Setting realistic goals and breaking down large tasks into smaller steps makes challenges feel less and daunting. Viewing setbacks as learning opportunities help us grow and adapt. It is important to know that you are not alone and there are many resources available to support you. Here is a list of local and national mental health organizations that offer valuable services. I've also included contact information for crisis hotlines and support groups, as well as recommended books, websites, and apps that can provide additional guidance and support. In summary, we've explored the definitions, types, symptoms, and management strategies for trauma and stress. Always remember that prioritizing your mental health is essential. Like seeking help is also a sign of your strength. Thank you for your participation and engagement today. I hope this session has provided you with valuable insights and practical tools for managing trauma and stress in your lives.